Disclaimer, I'm watching the dubbed version of this show because I watched this show dubbed. So I watched this anime called Nanaka 617, and it's pretty dumb, but I think I loved it. So one weekend I was looking for something to binge watch. I looked through my plan to watch list and stumbled across this show with a weird premise. 17-year-old girl hits head, becomes mentally 6, has cringy adventures. So I watched it, expecting a few good laughs, and I got them from the first half of the series. Then it started getting real, and I started getting in touch with my feels. I lost touch with myself. So like I said, this show starts with a 17-year-old girl, Nanaka, and her best friend Nenji, and they are assholes to each other. Seriously, in the first episode of this show, everyone's despicable. I thought it was going to be horrible. I wanted to punch them both. So if they're assholes to each other, why are they best friends? Well, they were childhood friends, and when they were 6 years old, Nenji told Nanaka to promise they'd grow up together when she was sad, because her mom was, dead or something. Yeah, when they show the flashback, they're just like, oh yeah, her mom's dead, so she's emotionally vulnerable right now. LOL. They don't even bring it up again or directly state it's the reason she's emotionally vulnerable, but that's what they seem to be going for. Anyways, Nanaka took this promise perhaps a bit too literally and decided to devote all of her time to studying and none of her time to actually having fun and being a friend to Nenji. As a result, the bubbly, energetic Nanaka disappears and is replaced by a cold, distant Nanaka. Meanwhile, Nenji is getting into fights more often and has become kind of a thug. Nanaka constantly scolds him about this, pestering him to stop acting like a kid and grow up. One day he gets sick of her doing this and kinda gets a little mad. And him kinda getting a little mad makes Nanaka kinda get a little surprised, and then she kinda hits her head a little. No big. Except it is a big though, because when she wakes up, she's mentally reverted to bubbly, energetic 6-year-old Nanaka. And no, the irony of her mentally becoming a 6-year-old when she was complaining that Nenji needed to act more mature is not lost on Nenji. Nenji keeps 6-year-old Nanaka from freaking the fuck out about not physically being a 6-year-old by way of reminding her about said promise, which involved using a magic wand from a magical girl show called Magical Domiko that 6-year-old Nanaka liked to turn them into grown-ups. By the way, this Magical Domiko show is brought up every episode, and eventually it's implied that there's some symbolism in there, for Magical Domiko is able to become a grown-up, though she's still the same person. While 6-year-old Nanaka and 17-year-old Nanaka are very different personality-wise, they too are the same person. Anyways, Nanaka's dad doesn't want the fact that she's mentally 6 to get out because the doctor has said that 17-year-old Nanaka will return eventually, and Nanaka's dad wants her to be able to live normally when she comes back. So begins Nenji and Nanaka's dad desperately attempting to keep up the secret and protect Nanaka. Whenever they don't know where she is, their conversations basically devolve into, "Nenji, we gotta fix this." How? I don't know! It is precious. Nanaka's dad is precious. He starts out somewhat normal, but when Nanaka mentally regresses to 6, he turns into the most devoted, doting parent possible. And it's lovely. Anyways, keeping Nanaka's secret is pretty difficult, considering 17-year-old her is pretty much the polar opposite of the way she acts when she's 6. Doesn't help that everyone kinda hates her because of the whole cold personality thing, but Nenji does his best to keep the secret, which apparently isn't a very good job because a few episodes in, a girl named Amemiya, who's also into Nenji, finds out. Fucking dumbass. She's kind of a bitch at first, and is kind of jealous of Nanaka because Nenji's obviously into her. But Nenji, unbeknownst to him, has Amemiya
putty in his hands.
And so she, along with Nanaka's dad and Nenji, have to keep the secret from everyone else. Poor Amemiya. She wants a piece of that Nenji action so bad. Why do I always go for ships that haven't a chance? I better add her to the list. Yeah, this show suffers hard from what my friend Dororo651 calls main girl syndrome. I ship Nenji and Amemiya hardcore, but I doubt anything could ever come of this because this is a fucking Nanaka show starring fucking Nanaka. Nanaka herself even points out that she has an advantage in the last episode due to her being Nenji's childhood friend. Nanaka's name is in the title of the show. I mean, Jesus fuck. Unfortunately, there are a lot of things that make the secret even harder to keep than it was already, and it was pretty hard. Aside from Nanaka's aforementioned bitchy classmates, we have Nenji's former rival and delinquent Shinpachi Arashiyama, who's still a little salty about Nenji embarrassing him. Also, he inadvertently falls in love with 6-year-old Nanaka. His sister Satsuki isn't too happy about either of those things, considering he's supposed to be the heir to their family's dojo, so she constantly hits him on the head with her wooden sword. Quality slapstick. Slap sword. Despite all this, he's still convinced he's the manliest of men. I'll let you judge for yourself whether or not you think he is.
Time for my manly theme song. My man meter's over 1,000, baby. I'm serious as a heart attack.
Another one of these distractions is a 6-year-old girl named Kuriko who quickly falls in love with Nenji because he reminds her of her brother who's off at college or something. She makes Nanaka jealous. And I mean really jealous. Like, Nanaka sees Nenji giving her a piggyback ride and it's treated as an utmost form of betrayal, like someone's just cheated on their lover. I mean, just listen to this conversation.
All this time I was waiting and you were playing with her? You promised you would meet me at the station!
No, you've got it wrong, okay?
Is playing with her that much more fun to you, Nenji-chan?
Like I said, it's not what you're thinking.
Fine then! If that's what you want, then go ahead and play with her!
Would you just listen?
I was looking forward to that movie!
Will you give me a freaking break?
Dear God. Come to think of it, Nenji's life is like the opposite of Maho-sensei Negima. Instead of a young child with a harem of high schoolers, it's a high schooler with a harem of young children. And the Memiya.
Son, you best stay away from those 6-year-olds before I have your ass hauled off to county.
Oh, and there's one more character I would like to talk about. A sophisticated gentleman by the name of Yoshida. You know how some anime have those nerdy weeaboo characters, the irredeemable nerds who are obsessed with anime and are sometimes jerky, perverted social outcasts? Yoshida is like one of those characters, but a normal member of society. Sure, he watches anime, sure, he collects figures, sure, he's very passionate about both of those things. But is he a pervert? A jerk? A social outcast? No, none of those things, in fact. When he sees that Nanaka is a fan of Magical Domiko, he doesn't start fantasizing about her or complain he's a way bigger fan than she is. He goes over, chipper as can be, and strikes up a normal conversation about it. No hint of perversion or creepiness. He's also played by our Lord and Savior, Greg Harris, before his star-making roles in such artistic anime as Negima and Heaven's Lost Property. Come to think of it, you'd think a show with this concept would be a little more sketchy than it actually is. But no, there's no fan service, and the dirtiest joke I remember is a passing comment about a nurse fetish. Not even a single boob joke over the whole course of the series. I don't know why, but I find that extremely impressive. But all these hilarious antics eventually slowed down, and the show kinda got real in the second half. 6-year-old Nanaka and 17-year-old Nanaka start sporadically flipping back and forth, and as a result they faint at the drop of a hat. Seriously, she faints like every 5 minutes. Christ, woman. On top of that, there's sort of an identity crisis. 17-year-old Nanaka sees the way she was before, and she's like,
How did I become so jaded?
17-year-old Nanaka also makes Amemiya sad. Amemiya! Nenji, do something. She's getting away. Oh, Jesus. This is... No, I don't want your magical Domiko. Get back to Amemiya crying. Let's cry some more. There's like 5 episodes of cry left. Also, with the whole identity crisis thing, 17-year-old Nanaka is wondering which version of her Nenji prefers, and he seems to be leaning towards the 6-year-old version. I was joking about the county thing, but this guy's fetishes might run deeper than I'd initially thought. Amemiya seems to be surprisingly okay with this, but I imagine she's screaming internally at the thought of being usurped by a 6-year-old. You know, man, it's weird. I look for a dumb comedy anime with a stupidly genius premise, and I get another drama. I wasn't even looking for a romance this time. I don't know what to do. It's just every time. Every time I try and watch anime, this happens. I can't do this anymore. I can't keep doing this to myself. I just want to have some fun, but no. I was just eating an ice cream and it got spilled on my jacket. And okay, that does not look like ice cream. Some of the presentation in this anime, especially animation-wise, is a little weird. The most prevalent issue is the really thick noses they gave characters for some reason. They're very distracting for whatever reason, like something is wrong with the character designs. Not only that, but there's some weird sound cuts here and there as well.
That was great, Amemiya! Oh yeah, we're sure to win the choral competition.
Overall, the show doesn't look great, but the dub, comedy, and story are all surprisingly good. Oh yeah, there's also an OVA about Nenji and Amemiya going on a date? Have my dreams come true? Oh, 6-year-old Nanaka's everywhere where they are, and Amemiya has to keep her and Nenji from seeing each other. Fun fact, I binge-watched this series in 2 sittings, scarcely ever pausing, but I took a good 10 minutes to prepare myself for this one. Really, I'm just not watching because I'm afraid. Anyway, although it is extremely cringy, as I expected, there are a few cute moments that help sustain me in my new OTP. I love you both so much! Overall, I'll have to recommend Nanaka 617. It has a few hiccups here and there, and it does show its age, but I feel as though it's been unfairly overlooked by most. Even if 6-year-old Nanaka is a little annoying sometimes. Shut up about Domiko! It's a hilarious yet also touching hidden gem. Watch it with your friends if possible. I think you'll get even more of a kick out of it that way than I did.
You kids and your feels.
Well, this is PowerStars321 signing out. Peace, YouTube.
Oh, my heart!
Only a moment ago we had nothing but time. Everything lasted forever and you were all mine. Only a dream, I know, thinking you'd never go, tearing off pieces of myself just for the time and by.